Hello, Craig Smith from the Home Education Foundation in Palmerston North, New Zealand. Now we were talking about fostering, and that leads to another question. What's the adoption process like here in New Zealand? Well, years ago my wife and I endeavored to put our name on the list with the social welfare agencies in this country as prospective adoptive parents. Well, we discovered that the New Zealand authorities do not like the word adoption. They do not like the whole concept. We were particularly looking at adopting children from overseas. We had a friend who was a missionary in Thailand and in India, and he had no end of abandoned children in both of these countries, in particular male children from Thailand. There was an abundance of those male children from Thailand he could secure for adoption in New Zealand, and in India there was no shortage of female little girl babies. You'd fish them out of the garbage can, fish them off the doorstep in front of hospitals or places where people just abandoned these children because they didn't want them. The female children in India, because the idea was people want male children because the boys would look after the parents in their old age. And in Thailand they didn't like the little boys because the little girls were actually more valuable. They could sell them down in Bangkok as sex slaves and make lots of money out of them. A bit sad, but anyway, so there are plenty of boy babies available from Thailand and plenty of girl babies available from India. Now the authorities in New Zealand simply didn't believe these stories from our missionary friend. Hey, I've been to India and Thailand, and I know that these things are true. It's horrible to contemplate, but it's a fact. And so you got to understand what it's like. But they wouldn't believe these stories, and of course they just thought this guy was trying to make money off everybody. Ha! Well, I tell you what, you go through any kind of reputable adoption agencies and all the right government channels, plenty of people are making lots of money, you discover. Don't worry about that, because you're paying out money all the time for this fee, for that paperwork, for that rubber stamp, for that consultation. You're paying out all the time. So it's a money-making business, sadly. Anyway, we found that when we put our hand up for fostering and we began to foster children, that put us in the right sort of circles, and we came to the notice of parents who were wanting to adopt their children, parents in New Zealand. And so it wasn't long before a certain parent came and asked if we would foster her child for a few months. Sure. And then it turned out she was looking for a family to whom she could adopt this child. She had interviewed a few and decided she didn't like them, but she got to know us, and she said, I like your children, your natural children. I want my little baby to be like these children of yours. Would you adopt my child? And we said, yes, of course, that would be great. And so we did. And over the years she produced a few more children. We ended up adopting 4 of her children as they came along, one at a time, each one with its own story. And so they're now part of our family, so it's really kind of fun. So, yeah, so adoption in New Zealand does work. They don't like international adoptions, but if you get in the scheme of it, and the thing that we discovered, as soon as the birth mom pointed to us and said to the authorities, I want these people to adopt my child, that cut through all the red tape, and it left the social workers out in the cold with nothing to do. It was a nice feeling. So that's one way to do it, yeah. Thank you.